Booyah, Big Bucket of Chicken, episode 13. Kev, it's that one. It's that one.
Ah, man.
You literally are looking at
because I saw myself, and I'm like, I look good.
Yeah, well, it's that one. We're in the wide shot like we always are. We have been for the past 8 episodes.
I'm not used to seeing, oh, wow, it's Kevin. I was waving to myself.
Your ego is showing, and it's disgusting.
I didn't think it was me, though. I thought it was someone else.
We can't have another egomaniacal, pudgy white guy on the internet. Like, I mean, we could be pudgy white guys on the internet, but we can't be like
You really think I'm egomaniacal, though?
Well, you just immediately, when I was like talking, you're just already looking at yourself going like, hey,
but does that make me egomaniacal, though?
A little
bit.
Like,
it makes me, I don't know.
A little bit.
You never seen yourself and said, oh, look at me. You never did that?
I mean, in the mirror, maybe?
Did you ever wear a T-shirt that said, look at me?
No.
You should.
But you
People will look at you.
Are looking at this camera, which we're not using.
But it's literally staring me in the face.
I understand.
It's a hell of a doppelganger.
Oh, there I am. Oh, I'm on the telly box. Ooh.
Don't you think Christopher Walken would be like? Wouldn't he be
Boom.
like excited to see that?
Yeah, can you do it?
Sure.
Do it, puppet.
Yeah. so yeah, I saw a guy. I reached out to him. There he was. It was me, but it wasn't me.
Artie Lang on his podcast told a great Christopher Walken story. So
did he?
Actor friend of his and a comedian friend.
Oh yeah.
And this is, I guess I'm quoting another podcast. Is that like a faux pas podcast? I don't know. Anyway, so his comedian friend was telling him how him and his other guy, who was an actor back in the days, this might be the 80s, were walking down the street, and there's a fucking huge bar fight, like at some random bar, and it's like a bloody knockdown fight. And the guy's on the floor all fucking disheveled, and when he stands up, it's Christopher Walken, and he's got into a crazy bar fight. So the guy sees that it's Christopher Walken and goes like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give him my headshot and like try to make him, like, this guy just got into a fucking fist fight. So he's like, oh my God, I'm a huge fan, blah, blah. I know your wife is in casting. Could you please give this to her? So without even looking up, Christopher Walken's dusting himself off. He goes, what's your name? And the guy's like, oh, it's blah, 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 blah. So he goes, whatever the guy's name is, Dave. He goes, hey, Dave, whatever. Walk away from me right now before I beat the shit out of you. So he asked his name first. He's like, I want to know your name before I fucking shit on you right now to your face.
There's this actor, Titus Welliver. He does an amazing Christopher Walken impression. He's not really an impression. He's just like a regular, like, serious actor. He's on that show on Amazon. No one watches, but it's called Bosch.
No one watches.
But he said the first time he ever met him, like, it was at a party, and they were doing like some Broadway show, and like one of the other actresses was there, and he goes, he just comes up, he goes, you know, and he never even met him before. He goes, you know, all these girls in here want to have sex with me, but tonight I'm gonna fuck Swoozie Kurtz in the ass. That was like the first thing he said to somebody. Like, that was it. Like, I'm gonna fuck that girl.
You can't fuck
in the ass.
You can't fuck with a guy. You can't mess with him because, like, he may have killed Natalie Wood. It's possible. Like, he's a murderer and just got away with it and just had a great acting career. It was like, yeah, fuck it, I killed people.
Yeah, he doesn't really talk about that. That was brought up recently because Robert Wagner was now again a person of interest.
Were they going person of interest? Like, remember 40 years ago that happened? It's like nothing happened. Case closed.
Yeah, I can imagine, like, if like Walken did want to tell the whole story, it would be like really like the spookiest story ever.
Yeah.
He'd have to like sit in like the dark with like a giant book. Like, let me tell you about a story about a girl who didn't understand what it's like when the water's cold.
Also, just a recap from last week, we touched on monster trucks, and I put something on Instagram for those of you guys who follow us on Instagram. So,
by the way, I've seen 7 commercials of monster trucks since we've done that.
Google heard us, and on my Instagram, like, it's like, monster. What is it called? Monster Jam. Monster Jam.
And there's
ads.
people, and then like things show up where like people that I know liked the Monster Jam page.
Johnny likes monster trucks,
which is great because I needed to know that.
So I made a comment on the episode, and I wanted to recant it because I said, yeah, you know, monster trucks are just like souped up pickup trucks. They are not.
No, they're fucking.
So I watched the video and I posted.
It's like Mad Max Fury Road.
I watched some videos and I posted them on the Instagram stories. Those of you guys who saw, if you didn't see, I don't know if you can go back. Anyway, I know you don't fucking even look at our Instagram page, you son of a bitch.
I try.
So because Kevin's not Kevin's not good.
You know what it was? I have. It's hard not to talk like Christopher Walken the whole time, like when I'm like doing it like that. I just wanted to say everything like that now, but I'm just gonna do that like. First of all, let me tell you the story why. I have 2 Instagrams. One Instagram has nothing, no friends. Even my wife was like, "Where's your friends? Where's me?" I'm like, "I don't know." But the login I know is that one. So all the one I know, I have to like go into. I have to like hack like Google to like figure out what the fucking password is.
You have like 90 passwords. I have no idea what they are.
Like not even Tom from MySpace is my friend on Instagram.
Yeah. Anyway, so I posted the thing because I watched 2 videos. I love how Kelly was mad. Like, where am I? Where am I? You're in the same bed with me. Like you win. You win the game. Like, stop. Anyway, so I watch a video. It's a guy jumping like a little dirt hill, and he's like a super souped up like monster truck, Dodge pickup.
Yeah.
Instantly destroys his truck. He hits the jump, breaks the wheel off, hits the ground, the wheel, the axle, everything falls apart. So I'm like, all right, let's watch a monster truck video. Gravedigger or I don't know what it was like. It was like the monster drink truck.
Yeah.
Comes off the ramp, hits a jump, is 60, 75 feet in the air, lands and continues driving. I'm like, okay, there's a humongous fucking difference. These fucking trucks are doing, you can just hear there's like 1,500 horsepower. I was watching an interview with one of the drivers. They jump, they land on the front wheels, drive on the front wheels, spin around, jump around, stop on a dime. Like, okay, I was incorrect. It's completely a fucking like insane.
That was funny because like some of the feedback I got was like a couple people came up to me and said, "Yeah, who the fuck are these drivers?
Dude,
no one knows who the fuck they are."
This one was like a 22-year-old girl. She was like,
she's like the Danica Patrick.
She drives
of
like the zombie
monster trucks.
Yeah, and dude, those fucking.
What's
things.
the zombie? The Gravedigger's not the zombie
dude,
truck.
There's like I was watching like videos.
Cannibal Corpse.
So I recognized Gravedigger, and I recognized maybe one. Now it's like a shark truck and a zombie truck, and it's like it's basically like. Just different, like it's like wrestling. It's like, oh, I'm the Mysterio Bandit. It's like you're just a truck. You're just a truck with a fucking with a smile on it.
Giant tires.
Yeah, it's like fucking great. But I want to just like clear the air. That was I was wrong, and I actually from watching those videos, I was like, I think I like monster trucks.
Yeah, you want to go?
As a kid, it was cool.
You look like a guy that. But would like that.
All right, that hurts. That hurts.
Why?
A little. What does that mean?
You don't like? I know you didn't like robots, but I mean, monster trucks is feasible.
Yeah, the laser robot thing that was retarded. It's like, here comes my magical mountain robot. It was like just like shooting lasers.
Well, if anybody who watched the episode last week, I mean, Lou had an epic tale of edibles. I mean, that story is like one of the greatest stories.
And I love that story. I've told it a million times, but you didn't get to tell your story. So
didn't.
I think I have other ideas for what we're going to talk about, but let's start there. I want you to start.
Yeah,
I'm going to sit back.
You're in this story. I don't know if you remember this.
I got
Jesus Christ.
My Fanta pineapple.
I mean, so let me tell you this story. So again, Lou was talking about pop brownies.
Yep.
Is that what they call them on the streets?
The kids call them edibles.
Edibles.
Yeah, it's 2020.
Yeah. Edibles. Okay, so they don't call them pop brownies. Okay,
not anymore.
So we now I feel like I want to do like Matthew McConaughey when I tell this story. I don't know,
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I can't do any impressions.
Yeah. So
sorry.
So this is like 2003, 2004. So when I was not in college, I would go to Kansas to like spend time with my family who live out there. I didn't live there because people always think like I came from Kansas.
You did live
Such
there.
bullshit.
You weren't
okay?
from Kansas, but you lived in Kansas.
I didn't fucking like they think I was like born and raised like I was at the livestock pavilion.
You look like you might have been.
Why? I don't look like that.
You look like an Aryan,
I look like a heroin chic.
You look like an
washout
Aryan Brotherhood, like
Get
runt,
the fuck out
runt
of
of the
here.
litter Aryan.
No,
like,
I don't.
All your older brothers are like
that's just generalizing
skinheads. You're like,
white.
Can I come, guys? Can I do it too?
Bullshit. Like if I worked out, okay, I'd see that. But there's no like is there an out of shape guy? Maybe there is one guy named Barney.
Yeah,
I'd be Barney.
Hey Barney, can you go get us some coffee? Hey fellas.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
he just like doesn't even say hi to people. Just punches them in the face. Duh, he looked at me. I don't know why he talks like that.
Yeah, okay.
But, yeah, so anyways, this is like 2003, 2004, and it's so hard not to talk like walking, but I'll try not to. Anyways.
Do it like walking. I say go.
You want me to do it like walking?
I don't care.
Okay, well, yeah, again, I'll say it again because you didn't hear it. 2003, 2004, I mean, if you're doing the math, let's say, I don't know, 17 years ago.
Yeah.
Did I do it right? I don't know.
Yeah, 16, 17 years ago.
Wow. Fun. Anyways, so I'm hanging out with my brother, and we decide for the first time in a long time, because I only did it once, and let's not talk about that one. Boring. Don't want to talk about it. So anywho, I'm not going to do the whole time.
You can't.
I can't do it
You
because
can't.
it would be so rambled on and long. I'd be like going off in different spaces.
Yeah,
like let's talk about the wall for 20 minutes.
No, okay. Let's hear the story.
Yeah.
then.
So
in Kevin's own voice.
So we decided, let's do some mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get them
As you do.
an eighth or whatever the fuck you do. I guess that's what it was. So we did them, and it was with him and a couple of his friends. We'd hang out with his friends. They're a little bit younger than I am. I'm the elder statesman there. It was like the guy buying them liquor and beer and stuff like that. It was a real shit show. It really was. Kansas was a fucking shit show, man. Anywho, you'd be surprised. And it wasn't hanging out in the barn either. Fuck you. Because that's not true. But anyways, so we started doing them, and it took a while to kick in. And like, like aimlessly driving around a lot in Kansas, like just driving to different places. Like every place is like 20 minutes away in Kansas. Like it just doesn't matter what the fuck it is. It could be like the guy next door. It's like, I'll be there in 20 minutes, you know, like it just sucks. So I just remember, like, you know, we stayed in the house and we were in the apartment listening to music and we're like, okay, all right, well, I don't feel it yet. Okay. It's cool, so let's go driving out. You know, so we started driving out, and it was me in the back seat with two other people, and there was one person in the front seat. This was this girl that my brother hung out with. Her name was Ashton, and she was like, you know, she was cool, and she was definitely into a lot of that kind of stuff. We didn't really know her too well, but all I remember, when it really started to kick in for me, like we stopped at a light, and and it was like a busy fucking intersection, and it was just like, she's like, all right, guys, I'll see you later. And she just gets out and just fucking vanishes into thin air. And we were like, where'd she go? She's gone. We have to find her. She didn't even tell like what she was doing. Apparently she saw someone she knew like at a light.
Oh,
and
God.
that's like the type of person she was. She just get out of a car and get into another car. So we were like,
like a prostitute.
For like an hour, we're like, where is she? Like, we're like, did we know where she went? Like, we were like freaking out. Like, we're like,
God.
like she might as well had just like had like a mist pellet, like, and disappeared like Siegfried and Roy. We were like freaking out. We're like, fuck, Ashton is gone, man. Like, we don't know. Like, like she got out of that car and like, I don't even know, man. So we were like, we pulled over. We were like, it was like a high school parking lot. And it was vacant, obviously. It was like a Saturday. And I just remember, like, I just started repeating myself. I was like, it was almost like the world was spinning around. And I was like going over to people because we were like, we didn't know what we were going to do now. You know, it's like, where are we going? Mm-hmm. So then I just started saying that over and over again. I said, where are we going? 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 It literally, like 50 times where people were like, stop.
It's common.
Stop doing that. God. Stop saying, where are we going? Why? Do you know where we're going? So we decide, I don't know my brother gets a call or somebody, he's driving. But anyways, so we get a call. We're like, all right, we're going to go to this person's apartment. And I didn't know who these people were. And I don't even think my brother knew. It was just like an acquaintance of an acquaintance. Mm-hmm. So we get to this apartment and, it's the weirdest apartment I've ever really seen. Like it's in this like shitty complex. We walk in and I shit you not, it looks like Wakanda in the fucking apartment. There's this giant like fountain with like a panther with like water out of it. It's like a shitty 1-bedroom apartment. And they decided to like, with whatever funds they're accumulating, to just get a giant fountain thing like in the middle of the fucking apartment.
Inside the apartment?
Ridiculous. Like you walk in, you're like, what the fuck?
Of course,
like you're like all of a sudden, like you're at the Ritz-Carlton, like you're like, holy shit, like, and it's this big black guy that lives there with 2 white girls. Like that was who we went to see.
Why did you whisper? Like, why did you whisper black guy?
I didn't, but I was like, black guy. I was like, man, who the fuck are these people? And I don't even think he knew.
That's awesome.
He's like, yeah, well, my friend's here, and I'm like, who? I don't even know which one's your friend.
That's awesome.
And clearly, it was like implied that like these two, like this was like a fuck thing going on, like the 2 white girls and the guy.
Sure,
something was going on. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go take a piss. This is fucking freaking me out. Like, what the fuck are we? We've never been to this apartment. I've hung out with you guys all the time. Why are we here? Of the days to go to a different place with a Wakanda Forever Panther fountain thing, why today would you choose to do that? So then as I'm pissing, I go, oh, just to let you know, guys, the FBI is watching our house. So what? So then I'm hearing that. I'm like, where the fuck are we? Remember, where are we going? Well, we got there.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I went outside and just sat on the curb and called my brother. I was like, we gotta go, man. We're fucking leaving.
Feds, bro.
So eventually we go back to his apartment. And that's when it gets kind of cool. When we're just like chilling. We're telling like crazy stories. We're like really introspective, listening to like Pink Floyd and shit like that. But then I remember like it was the first time I called you and you were partying somewhere. I think you were up in Shroom Lake. So so I put the phone to my brother, to you, and he never had spoken to you before. And you were like, listen, I want you to do something for me. He's like, I want you to go into the bathroom and I want you to lock the door. If anybody tries to get in, you shoot them. And Matt's like, this is Lou? He's like, oh my God, this guy's fucking hilarious. Like, he never heard you before. And then I think he said, like, but I don't have a gun. He's like, and you're like, you're on your own, man. I don't know.
Dude, I was in Screw. That's a wow.
That's a long time ago. But yeah, so eventually, we had fun. We got back to the house, but like for a while,
I do remember having that conversation with your brother though.
It was a weird odyssey of just like I was like, what the fuck?
But that's shrooms. That's like hallucinogenics. Period. You really every time you transfer from like one place to another, it's like a whole thing. But doing that, like typical like mushrooms, like you get yourself in, I guess, like psychologically in a comfort zone.
Yeah,
and then once you're out of it. It does. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I went to a 1-bedroom apartment in Kansas and there was like a fucking giant fountain,
I'm telling you, it was like this pouring water out of like a fucking like cat's mouth. Or
like I'm like, of course, on mushrooms, I'm seeing this. Why is this here? Why does this exist?
It's like of all days to like try a new apartment.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, like fucking. I I remember before I did mushrooms, I was at a party. Some of the same people I went to Screw Lake with from Deer Park, and it was my friend Tim's house. He was like the party house. His parents would go away for the weekend, and he would just have like 3 days of like underage like catastrophes would happen in his house. Like literally, like shit was terrible.
Underage debauchery.
Oh, it was insane. So we're drinking, we're all having a good time. My one friend does mushrooms, and this guy who lives in the house does mushrooms. So the cops keep coming to the house because it's fucking 49 17-year-olds in the middle of a block in the suburbs just blaring music till 4 a.m, like assholes. Like we weren't even pretending that we weren't doing exactly what we were doing. And the last time the cop came, the second to last time the cop came, he goes, if I come back here, something's gonna happen. This is like, this is like 2001 or 2. Like, so it's like you could still get away with that kind of shit. Now you're just, everyone's going to jail, and it's like a big underage drinking. A problem.
Get in the paddy wagon.
It's gonna be on the news.
That's a good segue for that. Actually, our new sponsor.
But wait, I just want to. So the before that, I think the cop came, and whoever answered the door, they didn't want to deal with the cops. So like, Tim, your grandma's here, and just walked away. So my friend Tim is tripping balls in a room somewhere in his house, and he's like walking to the front door. He's like looking through the door. It's like dark in front of his house. He's like, "Grandma," and the cop's like, "Yeah, I'm not your grandma. Like, come outside." Like he was just freaking out. And I'll never forget that because he's like literally he was like walking out the door, still like, "Grandma."
His grandma's gonna give him a stern talking.
Grandma's here,
right? Grandma found out about my hallucinogens.
So I want to just read. I just want to read this. We got a new. There's a new product out there on the market. It's called White People Weekly. It's a new magazine. It's America's #1 fastest growing magazine that is all about white people as told by their most credible source, which is white people. Check out this week's issue with such features as gingerbread. Isn't it just great? I mean, come on. Who can fight with
as a fellow white person? I have to agree.
Gingerbread. Come on. Cookies.
Houses.
Gingerbread.
People.
Yeah.
Houses.
Awesome. Golf. The mystery sport. Go behind the scenes of white America's secret pastime. What really goes on at the country club. Are golf carts the new Mercedes-Benz? Also, learn how many golfers' wives learn to cope with their husband's borderline homosexual outfits. Spoiler alert, box wine. Also this week, pants. Shouldn't they be tighter? Learn about the growing trend towards looser pants that has many white people worried about their future. Plus, where have all the belts gone? I'm curious too. I'm wearing sweatpants, so I got a belt on. I don't ever wear belts to the show, Kev. Come on. Also, check out our exclusive interview with Ashton Kutcher as we catch up with him at his Ultimate Frisbee League and learn all about his growing passion towards gardening and raising chickens. Aw. I can't wait to see this week's episode.
White People Weekly, man. I have to say, like, it's a great magazine.
As we call it in the biz, we call it White People.
Like, people, white people. It's so much better than people. Fuck people. Get on board.
It's all about Miami colored clothing and boat shoes and just like
and plaid socks
and plaid socks and like comb overs and things like that. It's a great magazine. I'm gonna start subscribing as soon as possible. I also want to talk about, so as we all know, this past Sunday, Kobe Bryant. He's Irish.
Kobe O'Brien.
Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash. I definitely wasn't mourning because I wasn't a basketball fan. I didn't really, wasn't really fun. I knew the guy's name. It was a household name.
Yeah, a lot of people were.
But it was sad. In general,
Shaq was the worst.
Yeah. Well, first of all, him and his daughter died, and other parents and their kids died. 9 people in total. So I thought it was, Sunday was definitely sad.
There was a ton of misinformation out there too. There was another basketball player they said was on the helicopter.
Yeah, they said
Rick
Fox. All his daughters were on the helicopter.
All his daughters. There was a reporter that got suspended for reporting.
Yeah, but that's typical of we're just gonna make just wild assumptions, like almost like Joan Calamezzo from.
No, you read something on a blog or something, and all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, don't check your sources.
But it wasn't
some
even.
asshole,
Yeah, it
some
wasn't
troll.
even a blog. I mean, like I said, just people were just flipping out. Like everyone's like, his wife shot herself and she's in the hospital. I was like, before I even read any of that, I guarantee none of that's true. But of course, you don't know.
Yep.
But anyway, the reason I bring it up, this isn't about Kobe Bryant. This isn't about him as a person. I'm sure, as you saw throughout the media and podcasts and news stories, it's been everywhere. Whatever. Rest in peace, all those people, especially because of the plane crash stuff. Like, I don't obviously have a. No one likes plane crashes or airline crashes, but I just feel like that's in my opinion, like one of the worst ways to go, because either you know it's coming and it's terrifying, or you don't know it's coming. It's just like this sudden weird, death. What happens if you don't instantly die and you kind of burn? Like, I think about stuff like that. I know it's horrible.
Yeah, that's okay.
But that's what I think about. Like, if you're not completely dead, but like no one obviously survived, like that's an agonizing end.
Okay.
Anyway, I think about that stuff, and that's just how I think. It just sucks. Anyway, so.
Yeah,
the reason
I kind of hate you now.
Here's why I bring it up. So immediately everyone's like this outpouring of, all of a sudden everyone's like Kobe Bryant. I get it. This is a combination of like celebrity worship, but at the same time it's like let people just mourn if they want to mourn.
I think it's the way it happened too.
I just don't like the fact that I was at an open mic last night, and here's the true reason I bring it up. So the guy who hosts the mic, a friend of mine, he was immediately talking about how anyone who posted anything about Kobe Bryant, they were getting comments like, well, 40,000 people die a day. I don't see anyone giving a shit about that. And he was like, look, it's not my Facebook page isn't a moratorium, I think is the word, for like every human being that dies. This is a household name. I like basketball. I like this guy. It's sad, whatever. In the middle of his sentence, there's a woman in the mic. She's around. I don't know what she was doing there. She was just at the bar. And she just screams out, rapist!
Oh,
and just like kills so you can argue this isn't even about the court case, whether he was or wasn't, why she didn't testify, why he didn't get it convicted.
Why does that need to be done?
But my point is this. It's not even about that. It's that we live now where you can just yell a thing. You just call someone a rapist, call someone a racist, call someone whatever you want to do, like whatever the buzzword of the moment is.
Yeah.
And you just kill conversation. Now this guy wasn't up there going like, I don't care that he raped anyone, even if he did. There was nothing about that. He was making a point about something topical that happened this week.
Why is it that as soon as he dies, like that has to get brought up? I mean, this is 2003 we're talking about.
I also think, like, let's say he was totally convicted, 100%,
sure, and
was like a serial offender of sexual assault. Then yeah, sure. Like even I would be like, yo, fuck this guy. But that's not what happened. Even if we don't know the details, it never actually went to trial because the woman, when her name was exposed, which wasn't supposed to be, she refused to even so that's why he got off. She refused to testify.
Yeah, to me, it's not even an issue anymore. To me, it was like you have a good point. I mean, if he got convicted, that kind of thing, but he didn't, and that's the whole thing. Is that's the kind of world we live in now, where even if you're accused of something, that's what you are to somebody, and that's personally, people are entitled to their opinion, but. Yeah. Does it really have to be right after the guy dies that you have to bring that up? It's like, get the fuck.
What you said is perfect. Like, just because you're accused, so he may have done it, he may not have done it. We have no fucking idea.
Listen,
that's the truth.
If this was more relevantly, like, okay, let's say it happened like 2 years ago. Okay.
Different story, of course.
This is fucking 17 years ago.
Exactly.
Like, get over
now,
it.
Also,
like that's the thing is, like, people want to punish people for the rest of their lives for making mistakes. Like all these people that have been condemned.
It could have
and some people have terrible things they've done, and I justify that. But like one mistake. Like they shouldn't have to be constantly reminded that that's all they are. Obviously this guy had a clean record for a long, long time. Yeah, he made a mistake. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could have been a lot worse than it was, but it wasn't. That's the way.
And we don't know. The truth is, we don't know what exactly happened. Obviously they gathered evidence and testimony and things like that, but they never went to court, so we have no idea. But the point is, it could be totally he sexually assaulted this person, he raped her, and he's a fucking whatever. Or it could be like dick regret, and she fucked a basketball player. She was 19, and she had whatever. Or maybe she saw dollar signs. There's a million.
But again,
there's a myriad of things that could have happened.
Speculated for so long,
exactly. So
and this hasn't been brought up.
But my point,
Kobe's been in the news for he won an Academy Award last year.
Yeah,
he's been in the news a lot, and now
that one.
Yeah, I know. But anyways,
you motherfucker, you keep looking at yourself
because it is myself. I told you, it's a doppelganger.
So anyway, the point is, it has nothing to do with him personally or the case. It's that you can just scream out a thing, because that's exactly what happened.
Yes, I know.
They immediately changed gears and started talking about like other shit, because we don't want to engage with someone who's going to just scream a word, rapist. Like she just screamed it out and was like, "Yep." And she didn't even look up from her phone. I was looking right at her. She yelled rapist.
So why
and was
does
just
that
back on her
person?
phone,
But that's the thing. Why
not
does
caring.
that person get off clean with stuff like that? That's what I hate. It's like that's
Because
that's
if
what's
you fight with
accepted
them,
now.
here's what happens. I feel like if you fight with, let's say I just was like, "Hey, fuck you,"
then you're a rapist.
Then now I'm defending a rapist. Now I'm on the side of rape.
That's what I
I'm
mean,
supporting
but
rape
that's how
culture. It's like,
extreme
no,
it
you
gets.
just can't. How about this? If you don't like anybody, let's say Bill Cosby died tomorrow, just for argument's sake. I think there's more than enough evidence to say that this guy was doing fucking real sexual assault, rape stuff for a long time.
Yeah.
It's not about separating the art from the person or any of that. If you don't like him and you think he's a piece of shit, he already got convicted, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
If someone goes like, wow, I'm really going to miss Bill Cosby, I really like his comedy, you can't make them now feel bad about saying that, because what the fuck, man? Like,
Yeah,
it's like I could mention Hitler's name, and who in history that we could think of was like worse than Hitler. No one's going to be like, how dare, what? It's like, dude, it's over. It's over. I'm not supporting the guy. I just said the name.
But think about someone that lives like that has reactions like that.
Yeah,
that's like what they
that's
want.
true entitlement.
They
and
want,
it's masked
they
by
want,
like
they want you to know, like, oh, this is how I feel about it. You know,
Yeah.
like that's what they want.
But also, it's masked as like this virtual signaling, where it's like, no, I'm on the right side of this theory.
Yeah, I think it's an upcoming article in White People Weekly as well. Like,
Yeah, we
I
should
think
definitely.
we're gonna hear that.
I'm gonna write the editor and be like, hey, can you just bring up this bitch that I saw the other day? And she's just like freaked out. She's like but for a second, she yelled rapist.
Yeah.
Went right back to texting whoever. Had a drink with some dude and then left. I was like, what?
And she's got like a cool name, right? Like Delirium.
No. She was fucking. I don't care what she was doing.
She was a Euphrates.
And I don't even. Here's another thing. I don't have anything against her. Like, I don't hate this. I don't know this fucking chick, but I just feel like.
But you know, she's done this before
of
in
course.
different situations.
Like, you have the balls to be like, I'm gonna just shut down whatever I hear. I don't like this. I'm gonna just start screaming and yelling, and because you have to now deal with me. I'm now a 2-year-old. So the real thing for me that bugs me out about it is that even if you're right, you have all the facts. He was 100% a rapist. This other person over here is having a moment, just having a thought on the microphone.
Yeah.
You, no matter how factual and right you are about this person, have lost all credibility as far as I'm concerned. You're just going to scream something out. You're a fucking baby. You're immediately an
But you
immature
can't go
baby.
at that person because they'll get worse.
Yeah,
They'll bring you down with them.
Well, it's not that they'll bring you down, but they'll immediately just lump you in like, okay, well then you're a rapist too. You're also a rape supporter. It's like, no, I'm fucking not, man. Like I don't. Obviously, I'm not.
It's a sad thing that's going on there, and again, I feel like the way this happened, that's why everybody's really like
touchy,
emotional and touchy about it. As the daughter too. So again, I wasn't a big Laker fan, but Kobe Bryant was one of the greatest NBA players of all time.
I mean, all the stats show that.
So
yeah,
I mean, that's that.
I wasn't a basketball fan. I think
did everybody know him personally? No, they didn't. But this is the way it is. This is the way America is.
But I understand this. Like, we have to try to differentiate between like, okay, fine, you don't have to lose your mind over everyone who dies, but like if someone even like the president, who I'm not a big fan of either, if he just like dropped dead tomorrow, I'd be like, fuck, that sucks. I don't care. I'm not going to mourn him, but I'm like, whatever, that sucks.
Let's shift gears here because I want to talk about business models. So like, let's just say like me and you want to open a restaurant, okay?
Yeah, okay.
And like we want people to like explore like how delicious our food is and like tasty.
Yep.
What are some words you think are good? Like I don't know.
Let me see some words that speak to the hunger in a person, like
scrumptious,
scrumptulescent.
Ooh, scrumptulescent. I like
delicious,
that. Delectable,
like, delectable.
Yeah.
What else?
What about this word? Toxic.
No.
Okay, so I don't know. I'm sure you've heard of this fucking place. Anyways,
it's that one.
Yeah, real quick. This is a place called Toxic Wings. Okay, so it's a wing place, and as you can see, look, it's the word toxic
with green
dripping with radiation. Okay, so why? This is my question for you. So you see this and you go, what is the business model here? Like how do you advertise this? Like, hey guys, like Would you like your hair to fall out immediately when you eat wings? Well,
Who
come
wants,
down.
who wants to shit their pants today? I do.
Yeah.
I definitely do.
We come in 5 different flavors of pure radiation. Come on down. Why drink the water at Suffolk County when you can have toxic wings and get it quickly?
Maybe, see, with a wing place, I think maybe they're trying to do like that whole, like, they're so hot and spicy it'll kill you.
Some of them are. There's like a ghost pepper one, but don't put like the Toxic Crusaders, Toxic Avenger logo.
It's the Toxic Crusader font.
Like, that does not make me want to go, ooh,
Yeah.
oh, I bet that's fun. Like, as I glow eating a fucking honey mustard wing.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I definitely agree. And I've also, just to be specific, and I'm sure the Toxic Wing people, if they see this, like, sorry, but I've heard nothing but bad things about the place.
We just had them. But I'm just saying, like, that to me is not going to entice me to go, like, honey, I heard these toxic wings are delicious.
Are we going to be responsible
Where
for
are we
putting
eating them? A fucking landfill? Like, where are we going to eat these?
We must eat before Overlord
See,
comes
that would be
back.
funny if there was like a concept thing in like the restaurant where it looks like a garbage dump inside.
Yeah, you got to eat like in a dirt pile, like in a foxhole. Dig your own foxhole and eat your wings before the flies come. I don't want to.
These wings are totally
How were they, though?
radioactive.
So you ate
they
them?
were okay. They were like fucking Buffalo Wild Wings. It's a chain. What I'm saying, Buffalo Wild Wings makes sense to me.
How is it a chain? Is it a chain?
Wingstop makes sense to me. Toxic wings.
Toxic. We're going to burn your esophagus and
Right.
kill you.
It's like some evil, devious plot by some supervillain. We'll load it up with toxic wings.
The people from Big Chicken. The Big Chicken. Oh, my God. That's like right.
Wow.
Round
Like big
circle.
tobacco, big
chicken.
acid,
Big chicken.
big chicken.
And we are the big bucket of chicken.
Is it fucking Purdue?
So
Is it
are
Big
we
Chicken?
actually like subversively really working for Toxic Chicken Wings, and we're trying to tell you don't eat those wings, but really eat those wings.
Yeah, go ahead, Baldy.
All right, well, I think
don't
we're
do
going to wrap it up there. Thank you guys for watching episode 13 of The Big Bucket of Chicken. We had a great time. I hope you guys had a great time watching
I love
us.
all of you.
Check us out, our Instagram, The Big Bucket of Chicken Podcast. Of course, we're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on Anchor, we're on Google Podcasts, we're on Pocket Casts. All the links in the bio on the Instagram page. You can find us on Facebook at The Big Bucket of Chicken. Thanks for watching, and that was a great episode 13. Kev, any last words?
I was going to use sunglasses for my hallucinogen story, but I found out a guy's dog
Chewed on?
ate the sunglasses.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Thanks for watching. Peace out, guys.